Hey everybody, welcome back in the shed. I'm Troy Shaw, and with me again is Dave Griffiths. How's it going, Dave?
Fabulous, Troy. It's a beautiful night, and we've had the best spring, I think, ever in Texas.
I'm surprised it's this cool this time of year.
It's
been nice.
It could be, oppressive in this shed right now, but it's not bad. So
we always talk about the weather when we first get in here.
Yeah, because
Well, anyway, we've had
nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, we've had a pretty exciting April. We didn't do any shows in April, but we attended the Music Association of Central Texas award ceremony, and
the Groovies,
and we saw a lot of great performances and talked to a lot of friends and musicians and had a great time. And also, we were lucky enough to be me and you, in the shed, along with a couple other people. We got the Musician's Friend Award, which that's pretty cool. I guess you get an award for being friends with musicians, so that's
I think
cool.
we might have kind of earned it since we did 23 in the sheds and one or a little over under.
Yeah, I think we did great.
Yeah, we had a lot of great shows,
and we're just going to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, I hope everyone gets a chance to check them out. And Troy got an award as well, long deserved. It was a Video of the Year award.
My second one.
Yeah.
For Liquor, Beer, and Bullshit.
It was a great video. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Liquor, Beer, and Bullshit.
Very professional, and
it's a country song. I don't really do country, but
well, he put the cunt back in country.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, it's really, it was a great video. So.
Well, this is a big crowd in the shed tonight. We can barely fit everybody, but we got them all here. The pretty new band. I don't know how long you guys have been together. We'll get to that in a minute. But North of Navasota is the name of the band. And let's just kind of go around the room and introduce everybody and what you play, and we'll kind of go from there.
Cool. I guess I'll be the one to start this. Nathan Price, drums.
Chris Gore, bass guitar.
Sean O'Brien, guitar.
Dustin Smith, vocals.
Dustin, Sean, Chris, and Nathan in the shed. Hey, thanks for coming out this evening and hanging out with us and drinking some beer. And
thanks for having us.
And we're gonna.
Yes, sir.
How long have you guys been together?
Oh man, that's a loaded question.
It is. When this band actually first started, I wasn't in it, and neither was he. Neither one of us were. So we came into it after it was already going. How long ago did it technically start?
Technically, last summer.
Yeah.
We got together. I hate to name drop, but I'm going to. It started with me and Nathan, and at the time my brother and Jeremy Lynn Woodall, and
Jeremy was a third guest.
Yeah, I've known Jeremy as long as I've known Sean, pretty much.
Yep, and he was on a break with Billy Joe, and we were wanting to get back in the groove of things again and start playing, and so he helped us out, and we kind of knew it was a temporary thing, but just something to pass the time. And it started turning out really, really good. And, of course, he got back on the road with Billy Joe and, went back with that. And I've been playing music and knowing Dustin my whole life. And he was living in Dallas and just happened to be moving back local again. And all the stars aligned. And so we got back together. And shortly after, found out Sean wasn't doing nothing, so we hit him up, and I know me and Dustin have always wanted to be in a band with Sean forever.
Yeah.
And we just never got a chance to because we were always doing a project at the time. At the same time, we were all free, stars aligned, and here we are. And hopefully we'll have us an album out in the next couple months. And
so when you guys started out, was it mostly cover songs, or did you have some originals too? Or
it was cover songs. Any and everything you can think of. There was no limit. I mean, we could play some Black Sabbath, some Hendrix. We could play some NWA. Really, cool. Just pretty much anything we can get out there and play. We were going to do
the bars, pretty much.
Oh, absolutely. We've been busy.
Very busy. Since Sean has gotten Sean's first gig with us was on New Year's in Mahia, and ever since then we have played. Every other week, basically.
I would say the last 12 weeks we've probably played at least eight of them. I mean, so it's been pretty busy, and then we've got next month starting to get rolling in again. So we've been very thankful that we've had that sort of response, and we've had that many people asking us to come play for them, and so that's been amazing for us, because that was our goal, is to play as much as we can, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll be at halftime, which is the old Treff's downtown. We'll be there on the 28th, and we'll be at O'Brien's in Temple on the 3rd, and then Aces is doing that Hammer Down Cancer benefit on the 18th, I believe it is. I think we're going to go do a set over there, and I think we're back there for a whole show in July. So
talk about your shows. Do you use it? I know you guys start out with doing covers, but do you have some original songs too that you do?
Absolutely, and we're working on more. We just to get our foot in the door back in the Waco music scene. We went that old school route where we want to have like 30 covers to get in the door. Make a little money.
Sprinkle some originals in it.
And then once we get start adding our originals in there and filtering out some of the covers we don't necessarily like to play anymore, and then eventually do more and more originals to get our album out there, and
it becomes a thing.
So I've known Sean we went to TSTC together and had some classes together, and I remember you playing with Riff Raff back in the day. Let's start with you. Who were your inspiration and idols back when you started playing guitar? Because you're quite the shredder.
Well, I listened to a lot of the standard shred guys. I was of course a big Eddie Van Halen fan, and Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai, all those guys. I've always liked them. But I like a lot of the classic rock stuff too. When I grew up, I thought Zeppelin was really, they were.
Well, all that stuff's classic rock now.
Well, it's classic rock. Nowadays, Soundgarden's classic rock.
Yeah.
So that's. But I like just about anything that that sounds good. So I'm not strictly into just the shred.
When did you first get your first guitar, and what kind of give you the motivation to want to pick up the guitar and start playing?
Well, I wanted to play drums, really. I wanted to be a drummer. I told my folks, I said, listen, I want to play drums, or if that's too much, I want to play guitar. Of course, them being sane people, they got me a guitar. Because I'd be beating the drums all day, and I guess I was about 12. I guess about between 11 and 12 or so, and I had an old classical guitar, nylon string guitar, that I used to beat around on. It took kind of the standard lessons out of the Mel Bay book, and I just didn't get very far with that. And then I got this really cool Flying V guitar. I think about 2 years later. And there used to be these out of the back of magazines, these things called Metal Method. This Doug Marks character. I don't know if anybody
they were in
remembers
Guitar Player.
Right, the guy with the hair up to here, and so I went and mowed lawns for a whole summer and sent away, and they send you a little booklet with a cassette tape, and he teaches you how to shred, or he starts with the basics and works up. I only got the first one, and then I believe we were living in Florida. We moved to Dallas, and I got a guitar instructor that was really good and kind of knew what I wanted to do, and he kind of started showing me what I wanted to do, and so I kind of went from there.
Can you read music, or you just play by ear?
I can I think I'd be lying if I said I could really read music. I could take a piece of music and a week later play it back for you, depending on the piece of music. I can read music. Can I sight read? If you stuck some music in front of me right now, I would probably lock up.
These days, it's just easy to get on YouTube and
have
somebody teach it to you real quick and just play it automatically. Right. Exactly.
So I play a lot. Learning, honestly, I learn more by ear than anything. I went to MCC for a while. And
the music program out there?
Yeah, I was in the music program for a couple of years.
We've had quite a few guys that were affiliated or even taught. Dick Gimbel, for instance. We've done In the Shed with Dick, and Coots, and God, how many others have we done, Troy?
Almost everybody that's been here seems like it's gone through the MCC program.
I was in the MCC program for about a year. So.
Talk about y'all's influences growing up.
Hey, Dustin, you're a singer guy. Who's your singer
it's
mojo?
It's a little crazy for me, man. When I was a kid, I wasn't really ever into music. I was into sports. Sports, lived baseball, football, all that stuff. So I never really came to me. It had been the early '90s, of course. I really started listening to music. That's when Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, all that stuff started dropping. That's when I really started listening. But I still never really, did the music thing. I was more concerned with sports and those sort of things.
Did you sing in the shower or anything like that?
No, I really didn't. I
sing in locker room with all the other guys.
I wasn't. What's crazy is prior to ever singing in a band, I wasn't a vocalist. The way it came about years and years ago, his brother, Chris's brother, he has a brother named Jason, and this was probably getting close to 20 years ago now. And I went with my friends. I used to go sing karaoke at a bar, so that's how I ever started. Me and my buddies used to go get drunk and sing karaoke songs. Well, as time went on, I started developing something, and I was like, hey, I'm not bad at this, and so Jason was there and heard me one night, and he's like, well, hey man, I'm thinking about starting a band, would you be interested in singing? I was like, why not? Why not give it a shot? At this point, I'm probably 23, 24 years old.
Didn't have a serious day job at the time?
Well, yeah, I was a car salesman, actually. I was working, 8-10 hours a day selling cars.
But they close at 5 or 6.
Yeah, exactly. And so after that, we go practice. Well, so I start doing that. We get a few gigs. Well, Chris was living in Pennsylvania at the time. He was only 16 years old. And he ended up coming down to visit. And he started, he was a bass player, and so he started playing with us, and immediately he and I bonded. I mean, it was very, very quick, and we decided to take it full time, and we all started playing together. Chris relocated to Mejia, and we started playing together, and it just kind of went from there. We ended up leaving that band and we had our own interests, and we created a band called Syntax. We played for a lot of years, and that's how I met Sean. Sean,
I remember that band.
Yeah, Sean was in a band, X's Fries, and so Syntax used to double up with X's Fries a lot, years back, and so that's when me and Chris kind of had the pipe dream, and man, we wish we could have this guy in our group. As far as influences, I can tell you this: there are some guys I love. As a vocalist, I can't help but love, Chris Cornell. Very influenced by Mike Patton from Faith No More. I love that guy to the end of the earth.
Great
and back.
band.
Rage Against the Machine, De La Roca and Morello. Tom Morello, although he's a guitar player, is one of my favorite musicians ever. I love the guy, and Zeppelin, Hendrix. How could you not love Robert Plant? How could you not love Jimmy? So I mean, those kind of things. But really, when it comes down to it, I'll throw Eddie Vedder in there as well. Yeah. And so a lot of guys I listen to, and I took this from this person, and this from this person, and this from this person, and it just kind of went from there.
Sean, bass players, favorites?
I'm Sean.
I'm sorry, Sean.
I'm just B.
No, I'm sorry, Chris.
Man, I'm kind of in the same boat with Dustin, except for I've always been drawn to music. First bass player ever to catch my eye was Gene Simmons, and just the whole aura about him, the stage show, the craziness, the blood, the axe bass, and everything. And I was like, man, I want to be that dude. And and then after I got deep into music, and I liked Kiss growing up, then I got really into Pantera, and was drawn to Dimebag a whole bunch. And so I had Gene Simmons and Dimebag, and playing bass, I was always drawn to guitar players more though than bass players, and Dime and Jimmy and Tom Morello and guys like that really they really called to me. But I love playing bass a lot more. As far as just bass players though, I mean, of course, Les Claypool.
Sure.
Love Les, and always liked Jason Newsted. He was always one of my big influences. And
but you started out playing guitar.
I started playing bass. Like my brother was a guitar player growing up, and he was pretty good. So I never wanted to. He was so far ahead of the game on me. I didn't want to try to play catch up with him. So, and being in a band with him, it was just natural for me to play bass and do like that growing up. But band wise, Rage Against the Machine, Pantera. Nowadays, I'm into a lot more classic rock stuff, like I said, like Jimi Hendrix.
There's not a lot of new bands.
Black Sabbath.
I love Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
my favorite of all time.
Yep,
favorite of all time.
Well,
so Nathan, talk about your drumming. Who are your influences in drums? What made you want to beat the shit out of drums when you were a kid? Because when you're a teenager, that's what I first started. I got my first drum set when I was about 13, 14, and I just wanted to beat the crap out of them.
I wish I could say the same.
Stand up. Won't you stand up so we can hear you?
I didn't actually start even thinking about playing the drums until I was 20. I'm 24 now. If that gives you any idea of what I've even been doing.
So you didn't. You weren't one of those kids in the class that would just beat on the desk all the time?
I
Because
mean,
that's what I did. I would
every
annoy
now and then,
everybody
so, like,
in the class.
all of the
beat
little
up.
like rap circles would happen because I mean Mahia is Mahia.
Urban.
We'll just put it that way.
Yes.
I would be the one like tapping the pencils and stuff like that, but I never really thought anything of it at the time. And then coming up, I just was more focused with playing baseball, going to school, getting things straight there. Was at UT Arlington and just kind of took a break from school. Basically, came back to Mahia, and it was right when the band, not the band, the game Rock Band was kind of becoming popular, and like parents had it at home. My little brother had it or whatever.
So you had the drum set, the Rock Band. You had
Yeah.
the drum set.
Yeah. And started from that and literally like couldn't play a thing. Just
Well,
couldn't
you know
stay on
what?
time with
I've
it,
played
couldn't do
drums
anything.
for. I've been somewhat playing drums for 25 years, and playing Rock Band drums is not like.
Oh
playing
no,
drums
definitely not.
at all.
Now, after playing for a couple of years, I can completely see that. But even like just progressing through, like going from not being able to play it at all to, playing songs on like Enter Sandman by Metallica and on Expert and stuff
So
like that.
you listen to Lars, or did you listen to?
Not really. It was just one of the songs that was
Right.
kind of popular on the game. Kind of growing to that and realizing I've got a pretty decent sense of rhythm. Why don't I transfer this to actually playing music? So bought a cheap like $60 drum kit by Pulse. It was literally just hi-hats and a crash ride and snare kick, 2 toms, real basic, and couldn't play a piece of anything out of music. Just tried to follow along as best I could. And me and a buddy of mine from way back in school, he played guitar and I played, was trying to play drums anyway. And we just started up a little, project thing, and we were doing these really like Avenged Sevenfold style covers and stuff like that. And
Just guitar.
Just started to work.
Just guitar and
just guitar and
drums.
Didn't really know anybody in Mahia that even played anything at the time. Which I was 20. These guys were all grown adults with kids. So we had that going and kind of did our thing. And during kind of that process of me and buddy's name was Harrison, kind of putting our stuff together, I contacted Chris. I knew him because we played like softball.
Played softball
Yeah,
together for a long time. Yeah.
For the longest time, yeah. And I was like, well, I know Chris plays bass. Why don't we call him and we can just see if we can put some stuff together? And didn't really work out because of the styles, just kind of clashed. But I always had him in the back of my mind, like, hey, I need to start something with him once I actually get things going. So after 2-3 years of just really generic like local metal bands and stuff like that, I was like, I want to start something that's going to be worthwhile. So
Very
called
persistent.
Chris,
Very
and that's
persistent.
how it all started. As
So
far as
you actually got your chops pretty quick then, huh?
Well,
I
he's
mean-
he's leaving something out. He's got some music in his family. So his uncle
yeah.
played with me and Dustin
both of us, yeah.
several years ago. His uncle Dean, who is passed away now, but he was an all around musician. He played everything.
Yeah.
He sang guitar, drums, and me and Dustin split times in a band with him called Soul Shaker.
Yeah.
I was 16, 17 also, and playing bars with Soul Shaker, which was just basically your typical biker band that played everything from Sublime,
Steppenwolf.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally.
Anything from Steppenwolf to Guns N' Roses
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever, just everything and in between. But his uncle was an all around musician, and I know before he passed, he was kind of passing the torch a little bit.
Right there at the time that he was like, he knew, something was going to happen. We had kind of started, because he was living in Oklahoma at the time. They would come down, for holidays and stuff, and he was like, oh, you're actually starting to get into music now. Let's try and do something. So we actually, recorded a couple things just on a little 8-track that he had from God knows when. And
It really came out pretty good,
so I was
though.
like,
He really did,
I
yeah.
need to, put more into this because he would want me to. I mean, he wanted me to while he was here, so why wouldn't he now? So
Well, that's cool. Well, hey, you got some original songs. That you're gonna play us a song. What are y'all gonna play for us?
We're gonna kick off with an original song.
Yeah, we're going to do one original. And then we're going to do another song that
It's a surprise.
it's a little bit of a surprise to honor somebody who several of us, and I definitely I've always felt the strong bond musically too. So there is a little bit of sentimentality in the cover we're going to play today.
Okay.
So Dustin, instead of a little cup there, Barry, how about I get you a can or a bottle? I got a Carta Blanca.
You know, I'll take one. And I'm not much of a drinker, but I'll do one more in the interest of camaraderie.
All right, well, let's get the guitars and let's play a song.
Let's do it. Cool. This is
All right, talk about the song.
This song is an original of ours called "You Know Who." This song was prompted by a mutual, I don't want to say friend, but I'm going to use that in a kind way, of mine and Gore's, both the same.
Yep.
And so I was so enraged about something at the time. I was like, you know what? I can't do anything about it at the moment, so I'm putting something on paper.
Exactly.
This is called "You Know Who."
Here we go.
Take it away, boys.
Hello, did you know you got me seeing red? No ring on your telephone to tell me what you said. Midnight is my highlight, waking up the dead. Going home all alone and make your bed. Come on down into my town and try to shake it around. Rack your brain, soak in the pain and tell me what you found. Hey man, was this the plan to bring me down? I think it's time to get on. Throw your hands up again, come on and give it to me. When I begin it's a sin and you can't send me now. Hey Mr. Man, what's your band? Come on and take it from me. Come on and tell the 10 that this is not the end. I'll start a fire, come on, get it from me. When I pretend it's a sin and you can't see me now. Hey Mr. Man, what's your band? Come on and take it from me. Go ahead and try to pretend this is not the end. Motherfucker, move on. Come on down into my town and try to shake it around. Rack your brain, soak in the pain and tell me what you found. Hey man, is this the plan to bring me down? I think it's time to get on. Throw your hands up again, come on and give it to me. When I begin it's a sin and you can't see me now. Hey Mr. Man, where's your band? Come on and take it from me. Go on and try to pretend that this is not the end. Come on, start a fire, come on, give it to me. Take a walk on the wire until I shoot you down. Hey Mr. Man, what's the plan? Come on and give it to me. Go on and try to pretend that this is not the end. It's time to get on. It's time to get on.
All right, got
All right.
great song.
So, hey guys, talk about the songwriting process. How do you guys come about? Do you start off with a rhythm and work from there, or start off with lyrics, or how does it start?
Well, recently, we're just now getting into that where we're really thinking about getting our album heavy hitting and going. Preferably, we would like to meet up at a rehearsal and just somebody
You
bust
guys,
something out.
If I can ask, you guys all have day jobs that you have to.
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So this is sort of a side project outside of what you got to pay the rent with, but you're pretty committed to it, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I I pretty much have time for one solid hobby. You know, I got a wife. I got 4 kids.
Wow, you're a busy beaver.
She's a busy beaver.
Someone's beaver's busy. I coach a t-ball team. You know, I work full time, so my free time is pretty much music. So
I mean, same for me. I've got three girls. You know, same deal. You know, day job, coach their softball team, and stuff like that. I mean, he and I are both very active in our local community, stuff like that. I mean,
Where do you guys live?
Ahead, Texas. Yep.
All of you.
No,
Well, no,
No,
all of
not
us but
me.
Sean.
All right.
Well, I
so,
don't either.
I live down the road.
Nathan is from Mahia,
He's from
but he
Mahia,
lives in
yes.
Waco.
But he lives in Waco.
so did you guys get to see Nicole when she was a
Of
young
course,
girl?
I remember her very well. She worked at the chicken place when I was a kid, so I
Right.
remember.
I heard those stories.
Yeah, well, what's funny is I'll tell you one funnier. The first band Chris and I were ever in. I don't know if you ever saw the E specials, but there was a cousin of Anna Nicole named Shelly, and we called her Toothless Shelly. And it was really funny. The first band we ever had, we used to have practices, and they lived across the street, right? And so, like, her husband Dave was our roadie. He was like mega roadie, right? He could like make a fucking DVD player out of chicken wire, right? so you know, she would come over and she took care of us, right? She was always bringing us sandwiches or bringing us this or bringing us that.
He uses "take care of" very loosely.
I really, really do.
If you mean like wake you up at 2 a.m. with a bowl of hamburger helpers,
Yes, but hey, it was random. She was weird. There might have possibly been methamphetamines involved, but hey,
there was
that's here nor there.
probably that.
But I want to add that I've never had a Carta Blanca before now, and this some bitch is tasty.
Got another one with your name on it.
Yeah, we got way off topic with Toothless Shed.
But you know what? I had to bring it up because they asked about Anna Nicole. So I thought I'd tell them our tie to Anna Nicole, the fact that she was over. So what's funny was not too long after that, E actually came and did another segment on Anna Nicole, and they were at the government apartments across the street from his house conducting said interview with Shelly. So it's kind of just a funny deal.
Well,
but
we miss her. She's a beautiful gal. God love her, and she brought fame to Mahia.
you know,
Or infamy. She brought infamy to Mahia.
we're gonna call it infamy. No telling what form, but yeah.
Yeah. I really have no words. Left after Toothless Shelly, that pretty much got me right there.
You know how bad you wanted to laugh though, and you wanted to talk about it too. You were just not sure if you.
There's so many stories that I don't even know if a In the Shed podcast can handle the stories of Toothless Shelly and the stuff I've witnessed that you've just opened back up in my memories. Man.
Well, Troy, another subject.
Yes.
Hey man, you say that, Anna Nicole.
Let's get back to the songwriting. So you come up. I mean, what do you? How does a song? Where does the song start, and how does it end?
So like I said, we would prefer to at a rehearsal get in a room, blank-minded, and then just somebody come out with something and go from scratch.
So you work from a riff?
Organic, I call it.
Yeah, organic.
Yes,
Just it may be
happen.
a melody that's in his head, or a beat that he's got, or a riff that he's got, or something that I've had stored in the brain. But
music first, lyrics secondary.
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you
yeah.
you write most of the lyrics?
I write all the lyrics. Yes. There's something I kind of do. You know, I'll get an idea of what the riffs are, and then so immediately as they're playing through the riffs, I'm sitting in a chair going through melodies in my head. I'm recording lyrics. I would tell you that 95% of the songs that I've written in my life were all written on the spot, right there, right during the thing. And so
you actually take a pen and a paper and write them down.
literally write it as we're doing it, and 15-20 minutes later we're playing a song. Yeah.
That's it.
That's the way to do it.
Usually how we do it.
So it's sort of a stream of thought kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it starts really basic. You know, it's like almost like you have 4 white walls in a house. And so you start off and then you paint them all pink. But then you paint another one purple. And then you paint another one brown. And then you start adding accents. Basically, it's like starting with something blank. We just build it from there. And then so we'll do it basically. Then he'll start adding solos. He'll start adding fills. He'll start walking on his bass. You know, so eventually we'll start off basic and then get to an extreme comfort level with it. And then just keep letting it
Do you
evolve.
guys ever get to that point and say, you know, this sounds too much like song X that we did before?
No.
Being as new as we are, we haven't hit that crossroads yet, but it has happened in the past where, like, you know, maybe we rushed that one a little bit. Let's add something. Let's take something else. Maybe that sounds better. In a
Not
different
every song we've written have all come to fruition. We've written many songs that we never actually
Do
played
you guys
live.
record everything?
Actually, no.
As far as like getting song ideas down? I mean,
Well, I'll sit at the house on my phone and literally just take my acoustic and a voice recorder, and if I
Sure.
got some riffs in my head, that's how
And then he'll email
I'll
them
store
to
them
us
on there.
and
I'll email them,
yeah.
see what they think. If they like them, they'll add stuff to them. And then at our next rehearsal, we'll just kind of, hey,
beats that little tape recorder. you
man,
get.
it's so much more convenient.
Do you ever sit down and go, I'm going to write a song that sounds kind of like this band?
No.
Never go, I want to write
really,
an Alice in, because I used to kind of do this. I want to write an Alice in Chain-esque song.
Not so much putting the pinpoint on a band, but maybe a genre or a style. Like I want to do something kind of funky bluesy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe throw a name out there, kind of like kind of Chili Pepper-esque.
You
Let's do
never
something-
go, I'm going to write a Sabbathy riff song.
No, I don't.
It's just yeah.
Because I want it to be as original as possible, and if I get it in my head, I want to do like a Sabbathy type song, and then everything comes out sounding like War Pigs or Hand of Doom. You know what I mean? So, but
Well, that's cool.
then
I mean,
it turns out it may at the end say,
Yeah.
well, you know what, it does
Right.
it sounds Sabbathy.
That's what I
Yeah.
like about songwriting, because you can come up with a riff or something, and by the time you start with that, and by the time you get to here, it's almost sometimes it can be totally different than
completely 180.
what you think it's going to be in your head.
Well, it can also
Absolutely.
depend on the kind of, guitar sound you're doing.
Sure.
Or, what kind of pedals you're using.
Yep.
Is it going to be are you going to use a chorus on it, or probably not? Or are you going to go for a straight blues sound or something like that? And that, to me, always determines more the genre of the sound almost than the actual riff. You know what I mean?
And that's one thing I always like too is not even putting a genre on anything. Like I talked about before, when we're doing covers, we might do Bow Down by NWA, and then turn right around and do
The Joker by Steve Miller or something like that,
Exactly.
or Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd,
Right.
and then turn around and do some Metallica. I
But
mean,
whatever song it is, Sean has a shred on it.
Oh, you
you
got to.
bet your ass.
You got to. Whether he wants to or not, we're like, this is where you shred.
We actually have a system too. When we start songs, it's really funny. We call it our dollar. Whoever starts the song, they get the dollar. So Sean actually gets the most dollars because he has to start the most songs. So whoever is just there, it's our inside joke on stage. Whose dollar is it?
He does not let us hear the
Sean's
end of
got
it
a lot
on
of dollars.
stage.
He gets a lot of dollars.
He's a millionaire.
I haven't gotten a dollar.
Speaking of
He hasn't made a single dollar, but he's got tons of
we haven't
dollars.
actually paid him the dollars, but
speaking of sound, I mean, talk about your setup. What do you run through? What do you play?
Right now, it's all modeling. I mean, I'm running through a Line 6 modeler into a monitor, and it's simple.
So
It's
that's
easy.
for recording, but when you're playing live,
That's what I'm
okay.
running live.
So you're playing through Line 6 and a model
I've
amp?
had
Makes
tube
it-
amps all my life, and
Yeah.
they crap out on you, and I just haven't had good luck with them. So
You're not a tube purist or anything like that, right?
well, I would like to be, but my wallet will not allow me to be. I mean, it's just tube amps are great. They sound great. I love tube amps. I think,
Yeah, right.
I'd love to play.
So do you have a
tube
pedal?
amps.
You have a pedal to switch between.
I have
sounds?
I have
And
the.
so do you have a? How do you hear? Do you have like an amp
I
on
use
stage?
a monitor. I use
Well,
a
yeah, it's
a
a
full range
stage
monitor. So it's
monitor,
I've got a tube amp that's in the shop, and when I say in the shop, I mean in the garage. Looking for somebody to fix it for me, and I'd love for that to happen. But until then, I'm gonna, I'm using the modeling stuff. It's, it's
Sounds great.
But
Yeah.
it does. It
Sounds
sounds great.
great.
We sit up live and we play it, man, and it's been amazing. So
And it's reliable.
Well, how many
Yeah.
how many guitars do you have? And what is your main main go? Your guitar that you always like to. pick
My
up and
main
play?
guitar is a carving guitar. It's
Right.
a custom made Holdsworth model.
How old is that one? Because that's got to be, if it's an Alan Holdsworth model. You're
It's
talking
not really old. I mean, they're still making them. So I
Really?
mean, it's about 6 years old at this point. So that's
When you talk to Zychek, he really, and I know Alan Holdsworth, and I know Steve Morris, I know these guys, and Holdsworth was the guy who could really stretch the notes and really
Right.
get the arpeggios going and stuff like that. But most people don't know who Alan Holdsworth.
right.
is. But I know who Carvin is. I know they've been custom making. They don't sell in stores. They sell direct, right?
That's exactly right.
And you
yeah.
can pick some up here and there, maybe at a guitar store or something like that. But as far as pedals, you guys have anything? We don't have to talk about pedals. Fuck pedals.
No, I've got a bunch of pedals. I mean, I've got all the
got 'em
standard
though.
pedals. I've
You
got
gotta use 'em.
tube screamers. I've got delays. I've got, chorus pedals. I've got a big old pedal board, but that's in the shop with the amp sitting there because
Yeah,
I'm
we
using
just
this.
Well, it
one-
must be a lot easier to
It's a
have.
lot easier to set up.
Yeah.
I can set up in a matter of.
And when it goes to
5
setting,
minutes.
when it goes to setting up show after show after show, we learned this too back in the day that less is way easier, especially
Right.
for live, because nobody gives a shit. I mean, yeah, you got some people out there that want to say, "Oh, look, they're playing through this kind of amp and this kind
Right,
of stuff."
but most people have
most
no
people
idea.
don't give a shit.
They don't
as
give
long
a
as it's
shit,
loud.
and when you're using a tube amp in a local band, you're throwing this thing in a trailer, and that's what's wrong with my tube amps. They're being thrown in trailers every weekend, and they just
Yeah, you're shaking up those tubes
Right.
all day long. So
and I don't have a tech that can fix it every time it breaks down.
Right.
So I'm going with the simple,
solid state.
solid state modeling amplifier.
So I got a question for you though, because I've never been a shredder. My fingers just don't move fast enough. When did you realize that you could really? Because I've heard you play, man. You're incredible playing some of that stuff. When did you first realize, oh, I can play the guitar really fast and shred like that? Or did you go, oh man, I can do this?
I guess so. I don't really know. I would listen to that stuff, and I had a guitar
You were able to
instructor.
emulate it and just do it.
Well, no, not right off the bat. I mean, it took a lot of work. It takes a lot, and it still takes a lot of work. I mean, I still wake up some days and think, why do I
Yeah,
even
your
touch
fingers
this
aren't
thing?
getting
They're
any
just,
younger.
yeah.
Right.
Well, that, and I just, you have your off days and you have your on days, and sometimes I get burnt out and I put it down for a couple days and go do something totally different. And usually when I come back, I feel a lot better about everything. But it just took a lot of practice and a lot of work. It didn't just come naturally to me.
Well,
for
you're
sure.
rocking with some young dudes here,
Right.
so it's got to be a little bit of motivation for you to not seem like the old geriatric guitar player.
I try not to be the old geriatric guitar player, but I drink a bottle of Ensure every morning.
He's very youthful.
He wears his Depends on stage, so he doesn't have to.
Their checkered depends like my shoes.
Yeah, right.
It matches bands, yeah.
That's cool. I'm just fucking with you.
I can take it.
I think me and Sean are about the same age.
Yeah, I'm pretty
45.
sure we are. Yep,
45?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, we were in class
Some of that.
together.
Yeah, we had classes
We
together.
had
I don't know
this-
if we actually did anything in class, but
No, we didn't. I remember we hung out at Airport Park a couple times.
yeah. Oh, that was the good old days, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good. I don't think we can get into the stuff here.
No, probably a
Oh
bad
my
idea.
God.
Not safe for
No,
for,
no, no.
for air.
No, did you graduate TSTC?
Yeah, I did actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got the.
You must have graduated way before I did. Then
I don't know. I mean,
I graduated in 05. It took me
Yeah.
4 years to do a year and a half degree.
so yeah, I
same way.
actually did complete it in the. But I did have to do I had to retake a bunch of
In the
classes.
audiovisual production?
Yeah. And
Yeah, I had to retake a lot of
I worked
stuff,
out
too.
at a couple television stations. And,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
So
yeah. I was just lucky to get a job doing this at all, I guess.
yeah, but it seems like you're doing real well with it now, so it's cool.
Okay.
He's in. He qualified for In the Shed, so he's doing all right.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Well, take it away, man. Let's get back
What?
on topic.
Let's. I don't know what else you guys want to talk about. Anything you guys
You
got
got some
coming
gigs
up? You got
or,
some studio
anything-
time coming up? Or you have enough songs for an album or
Not
Not
yet.
yet. No, we're in the works.
music video? Because if you need a music video, I know a guy.
And we're gonna hit that
No, I
guy
think
up
I just
very
met a guy.
soon. Like I said, hopefully.
I did too. You might have to find him in the women's bathroom these days.
Well, they got the transgender bathrooms coming, so you can
They
go in
got
there.
I would look in the women's bathroom or the trans bathroom.
Yes,
if,
trans.
if you're at Target and
trans.
or just hang outside.
Do they have a
and
trans bathroom at Target?
Well, that's it's. I don't know if you've been
Sean
hearing
is
all
out of
this
the
stuff,
loop.
but-
I am out of the loop. I am out of the loop.
It's better to stay out of the
wait.
way.
Anyways,
I'm gonna stop.
I realize this. The less you know is actually better.
Okay.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, the first time something with the dick goes in the same bathroom as my daughter, it's getting beat. I don't mean like that.
He better be glad he's on his toes because I almost got him.
He was coming, wasn't he? He was
I
coming.
was
with it.
coming strong.
He was
on that.
coming. He was coming strong with the beating that dick.
That's all I got to go.
back to
there's going to be some edits here.
Oh, my bad.
Don't worry
It's
about it.
Hey, that's our
All right.
fan base. What do you?
Yeah, yeah.
We're gonna lose half our viewers.
Hey, I don't mind if you keep it. My family knows me of it.
Yeah, they know me too. Yeah.
I know.
They
And my
expect it.
parents know y'all too.
Yeah, they expect the worst out of us.
That's for sure. They hope for the best, though.
I really don't know what else we can say. I think you guys have said it all, as Howard Stern would say. I don't know if anybody listens to Howard Stern. Love Howard
Love
Stern,
Stern, yeah.
but he says that every time. He said, "You guys have said it all." Probably a little too much.
Well, speaking of Stern, I mean, I hate to get back on the raunchy topic, but we used to pin Nathan up against a wall on a fake spinning dartboard and whip hot dogs at his ass. And
On the off weekends, though.
off weekends.
Only when we're not
This is
playing.
when
'cause
this
that's
is
not
when
cool.
Sean, was taking his couple-day breaks for his osteoporosis. But
Well, I'm sorry we don't have a something. We got
My hip
we
gave
have some
out.
other kind of tools in the shed we could use for whatever you guys want to use.
We got the tools in
paint.
the shed, yeah.
We got some paint.
Oh yeah, there's tools.
some upcoming gigs we got. We'll be at Halftime Bar and Restaurant on the 28th, which, if you're not familiar, I think they're kind of a newer place, but it used to be Treff's in downtown Waco.
Yeah,
I think
right
everybody's
next to Bank of America.
Right, yep, right downtown. It's actually a really, really cool place. Got some
Yes.
good ownership right now.
Do they have the upstairs open now?
They have
Yes,
the
that's
what the
upstairs
band's
open.
playing.
I
where the
think
bands
no one
play.
knows that. I think it's very new, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
people are
Well,
kind
you know,
of confused
I was
about
there
that.
when it was Kuma.
When are you guys playing there?
The 28th, so not this coming weekend, but next Saturday night. We'll be there all night long. It's just us.
And the week after that is O'Brien's, right?
Friday the 3rd, we'll
Yeah.
be at O'Brien's Irish Pub in Temple.
Good venue.
Yeah,
Great
awesome.
place, great.
And June 18th, as far as I know,
This is 2016 we're talking about.
yes.
And just in case you're listening to this 2 years from now.
2016. Yeah,
If this is 2018 and you're listening to this, it's already happened.
correct. There's a benefit going on called Hammer Down Cancer. I believe it's still active and getting ready to happen. June 18th at Ace's Bar and Grill. I believe it's going to be like an all-day deal.
A lot of bands, yeah.
A lot of bands, fundraiser, probably food, all,
absolutely,
raffles,
yeah.
all your typical benefit type stuff. And then we'll be back at Ace's for a concert for North of Navasota on July 16th, and working on some more stuff for the summer. And like I said, hopefully sometime in between there we can finish getting our originals ready, get in a studio somewhere, and drop us an album. Hopefully by September. That would be great.
Cool. Well, we thank you guys for being here. This is North of Navasota. Real quick, where did the name come from?
I'm glad you asked. I got to give a big shout out before I get in trouble. My wife came up with the band name. Being from Mahia, north of, the Navasota River runs between Mahia and Groesbeck, and it's always been a inter-town rival between Mahia and Groesbeck in sports. They would have the Battle of the River being the Navasota River, and we were on the north side of it. And we figured, or she figured, what better way to have a cool band name and an awesome local advertising piece as well. So that's
It's got a nice ring to it.
It does.
got a nice ring
Sounds
to his
good.
originals, different.
And of course,
and,
we abbreviate to NO. We have our NON. It's an easy acronym. Is the NON.
right.
We could start a band called it South of South Bosque.
You could.
SOS.
It could be SOS
Yeah.
or SOSB, but I'd get rid of the B because that would be weird.
So when those acronym bands start coming back, we
was us.
we resurrected it.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Well, hey guys, why don't you finish the show for us with another song? First, real quick, what can you got a Facebook page and all that kind of good stuff?
Yes, sir. Facebook.com/North of Navasota. You can also search us and find us on Twitter, Instagram,
Reverb Nation.
Reverb
Absolutely.
Nation, and man, I'm working on trying to figure out that Snapchat thing, but I just keep face swapping
I think only
myself with
14
I
Stone Cold
wouldn't,
Steve
I
Austin.
wouldn't
and
even
Jimi
worried about Snapchat.
Yep.
It's a bunch of
It's way out.
It is. I'll let
The
you let
song
them
we're
know.
gonna play, we're gonna, not too long back, this last year we've had a lot of musicians pass away, a lot of very influential musicians pass away, and so I wanted to do a song, from one of those, and it's something we've been working on here very recently. We're gonna do "Purple Rain" by Prince. Never meant to cause you any sorrow. Never meant to cause you any pain. I only wanted one time to see you laugh. I never wanted to be a weekend lover. I just wanted to be some kind of friend. Baby, I could never steal you from another. It's such a shame our friendship had to wear the purple rain, 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 the purple rain. I only wanna see you underneath the purple rain. And honey, I know times are changing. It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want a leader, but you can't make up your mind. I think you better close it. Let me guide you to the purple rain, the purple rain, the purple rain, purple rain, the purple rain, the purple rain, the purple rain. I see you, and I see you in the purple rain.
Nice job, guys.
All right, good job.
That ending was completely improv.
No doubt.
We want to thank North of Navasota for being in the shed with us this evening. We've had a great time, and hope you guys did too. And we'll see you guys next time on In the Shed.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.